What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Pitside podcast. This is episode 58. We've got a great episode for you this week. We've got a very special guest from the Steve King Foundation. Danette Amstein will join us. We're going to talk to her here in just a minute, and then Roger and I will come back and get into all the action from the Coast to Coast Racing League. See you in a minute.
Welcome to the Pitside Podcast, where we discuss the latest news and developments in the Coast to Coast Racing League, as well as other racing news inside and out of iRacing. Here's your host, the A-Let Outlaw, Preston Cranmer, and Roger, the Bassman, Craig.
And we are honored today to have Danette King with us. Danette is Steve's sister, and we're really thankful to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you, Roger. Thank you, Preston. It's an honor to be here. We are so pleased that you have reached out and wanted to do a partnership with us. When you told me you were doing the Steve King Foundation Pace Truck, I had to kind of chuckle because my brother would think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. The only thing we got to get is iRacing to let us paint the truck so we could actually have it all done up.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Oh, it would be awesome. But it's recognized, and for those, I'm sure all the guys in the league now know that, that the pace truck is the Steve King Foundation pace truck, and the broadcasters have been giving it lots of love. So it's awesome because we've been working with your foundation now for a few years, I think. Mm-hmm. And I meant today to look at what we've raised for you guys. I know we've raised now over $12,000 for charities. About half of that would probably be to the Steve King Foundation, I think.
That sounds about right, yeah. You guys have been so instrumental in helping us help other racers that have been injured and need some additional help. And really appreciate you and everyone that's racing through the league. It makes a difference.
So, we've seen, let's talk a little bit about some of the past experiences, because Grady Chandler is, are you going to be at the Chili Bowl?
I am not going to be, unfortunately, no.
But you, the foundation will be there.
Yes.
So I'm sure, and like Grady Chandler's become a team owner now. It's just,
isn't that cool?
So,
yep.
Oh, and yeah. I'm getting choked up here a little bit just seeing the progress he's made. I don't know if you saw the podcast we did with Grady. It was the first time he had actually done an interview.
Yes, actually, I watched that one. It was awesome.
He was awesome. He was awesome, and I just he's very inspiring. And I think there's a role for him, and but this whole team owner thing is just so cool to see him back in racing again.
Yeah.
So
especially he's worked so hard. And is definitely an inspiring individual for all of us. Him and his entire family.
I was just going to say, and his parents too. They've made some major sacrifices. So.
On the podcast, he was very open about it being, a mental health battle as well. And that, at the time, he wasn't sure where he stood on being around racing. So there's been a great progression there as well. I mean, he's obviously fighting that. And so now he's at the track, and, it was really cool to see.
Yeah, that was absolutely awesome to see all of that. So, and then just Brody Sim has been the latest one, and Brody is just his dad is an amazing guy, and Brody's doing so well, and getting better. He was on, and we're hoping to get him on. He's going to get on iRacing soon. He had actually joined our league like the week before the injury. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, so he's never raced with us, but my God, if he gets out in the track, it's going to be just an amazing event. So
that'll be fun.
Yeah. And the other one was the little guy, I'm trying to remember, it was Rick Eckert's
grandson.
Yes.
Yeah. And he had been burned in the pits. And have you heard anything on how he's doing?
I haven't heard anything recently, but the last I heard was that he was doing really good. And I think one of the biggest struggles they were having at the time was just kind of keeping him from being, wide open all the time and in order to heal. But,
I remember seeing some stuff on that. So we'll have to do a follow-up on that at some point. But going forward, well, how about before we go there, tell us a little bit about about Steve and his career and the foundation and how that came about.
Yeah, well, we're farm kids. We grew up. We're sixth generation farm kids. We grew up working cattle with our parents and helping harvest crops. And particularly in the winter, there was always one bay of the farm shop had a race car in it as Dad was rebuilding engines. And we started out with super modifieds. Roger, we were talking about that before we
Yeah,
got
yeah.
on.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we started out with. So we were always in the shop helping Dad with that. I used to say that I was the middle child. I'm the oldest human child, but the race car was first, then me, and my brother. So I was the middle child. Went to my first race when I was 3 weeks old, Amarillo, Texas, and just life really evolved around farming and racing, and that was really what we did. Everything was about that. Since my brother could talk, all he wanted to do was be a race car driver.
Now,
And
did you ever get in the seat and drive?
only on from fun occasions and to warm up a car here and there.
That's cool.
Never ever to race. It wasn't my dream. It was very much his. Very much his. So he started actually when he was a senior in high school. He started, and that year Dad made him start at the back. Didn't matter what he drew. He started at the back every race to learn and spend a lot of time learning how to handle the car before he was in position to start passing folks or be passed. So I think that was a good experience from him early on, and he became a pretty consistent driver, and some local track championships, and then some more regional championships in the Midwest that he was involved in, and a couple of NCRA championships, and was just slowly moving his way up, and really enjoyed racing. It was absolutely his passion. He used to say he farmed so he could race, and we were blessed with some partnerships with Kansas Farm Bureau, and then with the ethanol organizations as they were getting started up. And this is in the early 2000s, and that really allowed him to, for the first time, have a true sponsorship with some zeros behind it that enabled us to race further. So came up to Canada to race. He would love to go down to Tampa. His favorite winnings ever was the Strawberry Dash down in Tampa before Speed Week in Florida, because we ate all of his winnings that night as a flat of strawberries. They were amazing, but just fun. Just had a lot of fun across the country. Had friends clear across the country, and of course from Australia and other parts of the world that enjoyed racing as well. And the dream was always to qualify for the A feature in Knoxville, and that was what he was going for. The night that the dear Lord called him home, he'd set a 10-lap track record in the heat, and had he come through 3 and through 4 and taken the checkered, he would have qualified for the A, but unfortunately that wasn't to be. So on the backstretch, something broke, unable to turn the car, went right into the wall, and as I've said for years, he drove it right on into heaven. So we lost him in 2006 at the Nationals, and that was certainly not a night any of us want to remember. But it did lead to the because of the generosity of the racing community. My father had been racing, as I said before I was born, and we've been doing this and knew people all over, and just the outpouring of love and support was amazing. And after the funeral, we were sitting going, we don't know what to do. We're in a situation where people have sent donations, and we want to make sure they're used in a way that would honor Steve but help the racing community. And that's how the Steve King Foundation was born, was knowing that there had been others in our position, and knowing that there would unfortunately be others in the future that were either dealing with a severe illness or a severe injury, or worst case scenario like us, standing in a cemetery. And we wanted to be able to provide that support that is so badly needed at that time to help families heal and move forward.
I think I was reading, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you've raised over $500,000 now.
Yeah,
That's
I'm just
incredible.
It's race fans. It's racers and race fans, and I feel so honored. Our family feels so honored that we can be a conduit when there is a need. That's really what we want to do. Usually when there's at a track, it usually takes takes a track and communities just a little while to get some support going. And so what we try to be is that early support that's needed when there's an injury, when an injury happens in not in a hometown, and you need to get family or others to it, or they need to have to stay somewhere for specialized care, and there's hotel bills, there's extra physical therapy, there's all sorts of things that are needed, and we try to help as quickly as we can when we hear about it. And so it's also important that folks tell us when they know of an injury or an illness or a death somewhere, so we can provide that support. But yes, since starting it, Steve died in August of 2006. We started the foundation right at the end of the year, and gave away the first dollars the next spring, and since then, just over $500,000 this year. And it's just it's an outpouring of love of racing families to help racing families is what it is, and we're honored to do that.
Yeah, and let's get on to making it $1 million.
Yes, let's
going
do that.
forward. So
that might be a tall order for the league. Just saying.
It's a tall order for our league, but
we can contribute, I suppose.
Yeah, but not
every
for race fans.
Bit, I'll tell you, every little bit helps, and we are blessed with race families from all over that have come back and said, "Thank you. You don't know how much I needed that." When the dollars are sent out, because we've been there. We understand. You suddenly are facing bills that you weren't planning on, and at a time typically you won't have don't have income coming in when a driver is healing, and there's just lots of stuff that comes up, and so we've been able to help in unique ways, and then in just regular ways too.
No, I think that the cool thing is, like you said, you're that tweener thing, filling in all the gaps, because there are some huge, massive gaps that kind of get missed or whatever. I know with the Sim family, when we were talking to them, that the ambulance and the hospital, I think it called it a car accident, and there was a whole nobody was ready to pay the insurance, so it's like that immediate need, and so there's all those things that nobody, and your head's not in the game anyways at that point, right? There's other things to focus on. So you guys are such an important place, I think, such an incredible role. It's not just the money, it's that the timing that you guys come along and fill those gaps in until people can get on their feet and get their heads together and understand what's going on. So kudos to you guys. And we're coming up, this will show on Sunday, so but the Chili Bowl, you guys you got a big presence at the Chili Bowl, and so that must be lots of plans there. I know you're going to put together a promo video that we want to feature going forward, so kind of excited about that.
Yeah. Scott Traylor's a member of our board of directors, and amongst all the other crazy things he has going on at the Chili Bowl, he's getting some interviews and putting together some things to help us raise awareness throughout the year. So we're very excited about that.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome, man. Preston, did you have some questions? I've been sort of dominating this conversation.
No, but I didn't know if you'd caught the most recent interview we did with Ed and Brody Sim, and just to go along with what you were saying, they told us in that interview that there had been a specialized brain-like therapy that he needed that their insurance wouldn't cover, and he told us that the donation from our league specifically had covered that, and Brody was able to get that treatment. So, I mean, we have a real-life example of how these donations help. So it's not just a nice story. It's very easy to contribute to. And, I mean, I think what you guys do is amazing, being the conduit, because this is something that race fans care about, but a lot of race fans don't know how to contribute. Or don't have a way to. So I think you really provide an opportunity for something that people want, but maybe didn't even know they wanted, but then now they have that opportunity.
Yeah, Preston, every story I hear like that just gives me chills.
Mm-hmm.
We're blessed to be able to help in that need, and it's often something crazy like that doctors or the families really believe will help, but you've got you've got insurance giving a big old no, or they're just dragging it out, waiting for more paperwork to fill out.
Right.
And that's really where we've been able to help, and it's really exciting. You know, we've done that. We've done a tremendous. We've funded a tremendous amount of physical therapy because it's inevitably insurance goes, okay, you're done. You need 12 sessions to heal and be good, and
Right.
that's not true. I mean, I've personally in my own life, in my own world, I've messed up both shoulders, and it's taken me a lot more physical therapy than what insurance would say in order to get all my motion back. And we know the importance of that for quality of life. So that's been an area that we've helped a lot with. We've helped with 2 specialized wheelchairs to get freedom back for folks, so that they could get back to doing the things that are important to them. And you know, that's the things where it wouldn't be possible without race fans willing to say, hey, I want to help.
Right.
And we were able to get that money to the folks that need it.
Yeah.
I think there's been a huge challenge these last 2 years with COVID and races not. I mean, that's like you said, you know, the pass the hat type thing, or I know at the Knoxville Nationals you have
We had a cornhole tournament
the
this
cornhole,
last year.
yeah, and so those are big deals, and a lot of that was taken away from you. So it must have been very, very challenging the last couple of years to.
Yeah, we've done a complete 180 on how we're trying to raise funds, and that's why this partnership with you guys is just so important, because it helps us raise funds, you know, online and get the word out this way, because the events just aren't going to be the way we can do that. So a lot more emphasis online. That's why the commercial that we're doing is going to be important too, to help us get the word out. That is, you know, we're 15 years old, but people really don't typically find out about us until someone in their racing sphere is hurt.
Yep.
And then they donate, and then they kind of forget about us until someone else is hurt. And we don't want people to be hurt, but we do want to make sure that we keep money in the bank account for when there is a need, that we can very quickly send a check versus being like others and needing to raise funds.
Roger, do you remember how we first found out about the Steve King Foundation?
You know what? That was just going through my head as I'm trying to figure out. I know at Ashweekend there was a driver, and broke his neck, and you know he couldn't work, and you know, just like any track, you know, like there was a huge support amongst the drivers and the fans. But I remember I think I was looking to do something. The league had just started up, and I think in looking around to see what kind of support there was or whatever, I'm thinking maybe I tripped across Steve King Foundation. I can't think of.
It wasn't when we reached out to. At one point, we reached out to Knoxville Speedway about the Hall of Fame. And did they direct us there?
If you talk to Bob Baker, you may have, because he's a good friend of the foundation and has been very helpful in helping us.
I feel like that was it. Well, anyway, it's not important. It was just caused me to be curious.
Well, but I had a question I did want to ask, but I didn't want to interrupt that whole flow. Was you had said Steve had raced in Canada. Do you know, did he race at Ashweekend at all?
I don't remember that, Roger. He would race the speed weeks that, you know, the ASCS speed weeks that would come up into Canada.
Oh, okay. That might have been out west then.
Yeah, probably more west.
Yeah.
I just
no, that's okay. I was just when you said Canada, that kind of it would be awesome if you had raced at our home track. But no, it's and you know, we raise, so we have a charity every season, at least one charity every season, and you know, we have 2 charities basically, yours and veterans. You know, that we can't do enough for. But besides those 2 events that we have for you, where can people, if they want to help, where can they donate? Where do they go?
Easiest place to go is our website. So SteveKingFoundation.org. That'll get you right to us, and there's a big old donate button. Follow the path. We'll put the funds to good use.
Yeah, no, and I think we have seen firsthand where how those funds have been used for, you know, at least the 3 cases here, and going forward we may do a little bit more of a twist here of because there's that immediate need, and we never know really where it is. Our next event for sure, I think it will just be the Steve King Foundation. And rather than designating one person, we'll let you guys know best where that money should go and where it can be most useful. So
Well, that will be incredibly helpful because that way, when we, let's just say it's a Saturday night, typically early in the season, there are more accidents as everyone's, getting used to racing. A Saturday night on Sunday morning, we will have folks that have filled out the assistance form through our website to let us know that there's been a bad accident or something that's happened. And by that, using that early Monday, Tuesday, my mom's making phone calls and trying to figure out how we can help someone out. So when that funds are there, that helps us get it right where they're needed to help folks out. So appreciate that. It's going to be a big help to us. Thank you.
well, you know what? You brought up another important point there, because I'd say at least a third of our drivers are real world drivers, Preston?
Yeah, somewhere
So,
right around there. Yeah.
yeah, so they need to know that they can also go to that website to find that form if there's a need that
Absolutely.
they have.
Yes, if they know someone. We love it when we get multiple forms on the same person because we usually get multiple contact points. So if there's like, I wonder if the
Right.
Steve King Foundation knows about this, just go to the website. There's a place where you can say assistance form and fill that out. It's okay if we get a couple from different folks because it really helps us track down who we need to get the
Yep.
funds to help them out.
Yeah, that's all. And it's important to say that it's not just the United States, but Australia, Canada.
Yes.
So it's drivers in need wherever they are. So
Right.
um, that's the
And
yeah.
I also want everyone watching to know that there's no paid staff. So everyone that's working on this is helping out, and so the funds that come in are what go right back out the door to help racing families.
It's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, and you have an amazing staff. I mean, we've been dealing with
Christy's awesome.
Christy's been awesome, and I've never had a chance to talk to your mom, but I'd love to talk to her sometime because
Well, we can make that happen. She's an amazing lady.
well, we need to do that because I'd love to talk to mom and just the fact that they're helping their son's legend live on and still doing good through his name is just such an awesome thing.
Yeah, my brother had a big heart. He liked to help people. He loved kids, and there was never a racetrack that we didn't go out that there weren't people waiting to talk to him. And it was like all the drivers. You hung out in the pits as long as there was someone that wanted to tell you a story or give you some advice on how to drive or whatever it was. He really had a lot of folks around the country that I've learned through the years. They come up, they've talked to me at a racetrack, or they sent me a note saying, I want to tell you this that your brother did for me, or this that your brother said, and I didn't know about most of those things, and so it's been nice to hear the stories. I mean, he was my honorary younger brother, right? He was the
Yep.
kid brother, and so to hear these other things and others perceived him, and the fact that his legacy lives on and can
Yeah.
help others, that's special for us.
So the one thing I think we talked offline, we haven't talked about online, was one of the biggest events for me this year is, my hero is Dylan Westbrook, a young guy, a hot shoe from Canada, and he won the Steve King Memorial, and that was that was a highlight. And I think it was his grandpa's 80th birthday as well.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was and we're good friends with his grandparents, and you'd be interested to know. And his grandparents are good people. They're corn farmers, so
Great.
so Dylan comes from good stock, and some of the best pictures I saw of those pictures Christy sent us was Steve standing in a cornfield, with
Yes.
I can't remember if he had trophies or what he had, but he was standing in a cornfield. So
Yes, he was in his fire suit, and that was I
Yeah.
took those pictures because he was shooting a commercial for the Kansas Farm Bureau to promote ethanol, and so they did a whole piece about he raised what he was going to race, and so that was the part of that. But yeah, we raised corn. Sorghum. When occasionally with our pivot irrigation we'll raise some alfalfa, but we raise everything, and then we also have cattle. So the farm keeps the family busy.
Yeah, I'll bet it does. So that was just an awesome one. It was two of our best partners coming together down there at I think it was it Dodge City Speedway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe it was Dylan's first haul to Dodge City, and that's a long haul.
Yeah.
But we also had I know we had a driver from Washington State that came too. So we had some really great competition, and it was great to see the pits full. And the second night, there were a lot of race fans there, and really good racing action. So it was a good time. Already have plans to do it again this year in early October. So we're looking forward to that.
So I gotta ask you though, in those plans, you gotta make sure it gets broadcast, because I sat watching my race pass, or I can't remember which one it was, but watching the lap times. That was the only way I could watch it. And Dylan and Hickle, Preston, what was that award they got? The entertainers, or
Like, yeah,
most entertaining. It was like,
it's like race of the night kind of thing.
yeah, race. They got some sort of special, because they traded the lead back
Yeah,
and forth.
they
I'm
did.
watching it on my race pass, but that's, yeah, I never did get to see it. It was exciting just to do that. So hopefully we can get it on Flow or something next season, and
Yeah, that would be
and we
great.
can watch it, because I bet a lot of people in the league would watch, because there's a lot of Steve King fans now, and
Yep.
and we got a big event coming up. I think it's going to be around February 25th. We haven't made the date solid yet, but it's going to be like a super dirt week, like the Dirt Car Series in Charlotte, and so
Awesome.
it's but the other thing, Preston, I've been thinking is we need to flip over and get that Knoxville Nationals that we run. That's got to be a Steve King Foundation
Absolutely.
race.
Yeah, that was a missed
'Cause
opportunity.
that was, oh, it was, we ran it just like Nashville, the whole point system, all the, all the mains, and
Very fun.
it was
Good.
awesome. Yeah, and we raised quite a bit of money that way. So we'll have to associate that with Steve. That could be a great way to do that. But for sure, this season, can't wait to do that. And if you get to catch our broadcast, you'll see the Steve King Foundation pace truck going around there every lap, and it's
I'm super excited about that.
yeah.
I really am. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. But you know what? Just can't thank you enough for coming on and sharing about the foundation. It's such a important piece that you guys have filled in, and we're extremely proud to be associated with you in any way that we can. So. Yeah, nothing but great things going forward. Let's get to $1 million, man. We want to do our part to get that to $1 million.
Well, you
So,
already are doing your part, and we really appreciate that. So thank you. It's the partnerships like this one that make the difference. Help us get the word out. Help us have funds in place for when racing families need them. So thank you all. Thank you both, Roger and Preston, and everyone that participates in the league.
yes, all the
Because that
drivers.
really, really, it makes a difference.
They
It
they get
helps.
as much credit as
Yeah.
we do, and I
Yeah.
think I can speak for all of them. And when I say we're glad
Yeah.
to do it, really.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think it means something to the drivers. When they can see exactly where this money's going, and the benefits that it derives from it. So no, it's a great cause, and we're privileged, and appreciate you taking the time and having the patience to sit with us tonight
Yes.
and get all this stuff set up. So
Pleasure's all mine. Happy to do it.
and say hi to Mom and give her a hug for me, will you?
Definitely will do that. Absolutely.
Okay,
All
that's
right.
awesome. Thanks a lot.
See you next time.
Thank you. Take care.
Well, that was certainly great getting to talk to Danette again. It's been a while since she was on, and the one thing that blew me away was the $500,000 they've raised, since their inception, I think it was. But truly amazing. How many people have they helped? How many families have they helped? It's just, and you know what? And it could be in some cases where it's just, it might have even been a smaller, I don't know if you want to call that donation or pledge or whatever, the money they give out. But I'm sure there's cases where it wasn't a lot of money, but it meant a whole lot.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Like, it's just a tip of the hat to them, because it's just incredible. We're talking really about a small family. There's Christy Finley along to assist, but I'm not sure how much bigger. I know they have a board of directors and that, but I think the day-to-day operations is really 2 or 3 people. I mean, I never did get that clarified, but hats off. It's just it's awesome, and I'm privileged just to be associated with them in any way, shape, or form.
Really, you talk about a family that took paying it forward to the extreme. She said in the interview that what really inspired them was people were generous to them in their time of need, and they took that seriously, and then said, how do we do this for other people on a bigger scale? And I just think those are the kind of people that make the world a great place, and I think they provide a great service to the racing community. And I, like you, am just privileged to be associated with them. I think we've made lots of cool connections through our league with things like this, and including the drivers that they help and just different things. And that was no more evident than when we put out your birthday post and all of our partners showed up, and the Steve King Foundation was right there too. So just another one of our kind of special relationships that we've developed over the past couple years.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't say enough. So, looking forward to more. We've got. I know I'm going out of the order we talked about, but we got this big charity race coming up in probably end of February, somewhere around the 25th, I think. But it'll be our version of Dirt Week, just like we did the Knoxville Nationals. We're going to be doing the dirt car, series, and it should be great. And that will be for the Steve King Foundation. So you'll be hearing a lot more about them. And like you say, we've almost got personal connections now with a number of the drivers they've helped. Brody Sim for sure, and Grady Chandler, man. To see him, that interview he did in Tulsa, where he's a car owner now, like he's finding a way, and we've talked about this before, that he's gonna give back. He's through his unfortunate circumstances, he's going to give back more than he ever could have any other way, I think, and that's that path to start. And he's pretty excited. I don't know if you watched that interview, but he said there's something big, a big announcement coming at the Chili Bowl. So he's got
I didn't catch that part.
Yeah. So he said there's big plans coming, and he was excited when he was saying it. So that'll be one of the big events of the Chili Bowl, to find out what's next for Grady Chandler.
Yeah, and we hadn't planned to talk about the Chili Bowl, but that is right around the corner. I think I don't know why. I'm just super pumped up about it this year. They got a massive number of cars. I think they've got 370 cars already registered. I know Glenn's there this year.
I was going to say Glenn Stiers, man.
Yeah, and there's a lot. I know Tim McCready's running again this year. Which I think it's been a little bit since he's run, and so there's a lot of big names out there. I know Chase Elliott's going to be there.
There's a whole bunch of NASCAR guys. I think there's 7 or 8 NASCAR guys. It's kind of fun to watch. Kudos to who'd you just mention?
Chase Elliott.
Yeah. Chase was in the midgets out in California running, and I won't say clueless. That's not the right word, but like he was a gamer, and he was he'll be good before it's all over,
right?
And there's Kyle. Help me here. Kyle and his brother Kurt. Kyle.
Bush.
Bush. Thanks. Yeah, he's there with his kid. And he's jumped in one.
So is that right? I didn't. I didn't see them on the entry list.
Maybe. Okay, maybe.
Were they there for Tulsa?
Tulsa shootout. Yeah,
that's probably
but
right.
I assumed that they would be involved with the rest, but maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know.
He might be one of the NASCAR drivers, so it's cool. It's going to be a good event, and I'll be watching it on Flow at least up until I guess what is it, the C main or the D main, and then
the C mains.
I don't know. Yeah, but the other big one too, it just got announced, was Knights of Thunder, which is that's the touring 360s, the Oshwegan cars mostly, but in that schedule there was 3. It's awesome. So Oshwegan's been closed down for 2 years, so they're going to have 3 Canadian Opens. They're going to have one in July for the 2018, or they're calling it like the 16th annual, and then the 17th annual in August first weekend, I think, and then I forget where the other one is. It might be in September when it normally is, but how cool is that going to be, man? There's 3 of them, so that'll make up for lost time.
Well, I was going to say, I know you got to be just tickled pink that the track's going to be opening back up anyway.
Oh yeah, I can't. You know what? It's so cool. I was sitting here, so we'll probably get into this, but I got my butt kicker hooked up.
Oh yeah.
And if you sit in the stand, I was races that nobody's in and are not spotting. I was sitting in the stands, and as the cars go by, the seat, like you can
Oh
feel
yeah.
the vibration of the engines in the seat, and it's just like the track. As the cars go by, you feel it go right through your body, right?
You're costing me
And
money.
it's sensational. It took me back to God, I missed that. I missed sitting in the stands and
Yeah.
catching all that action. So I can't wait. And kudos to the Oshwegan staff, Clinton, and that coming up with it. This is brilliant. Making up for a lot, and they're all like paying out $10,000. So that the car count should be phenomenal. And yeah, I can't wait, man. That was a big announcement.
So speaking of, we're all over the map here, but I got to
Yeah,
bring
we
this
are.
up. This
Yeah.
is a hot topic on Facebook. Did you see? Speaking of Oshwegan staff, did you see Adam Ross ziplining in Mexico? Gosh, I probably watched that thing 5 times.
Yeah, there are no limits evidently in Mexico. So that was awesome. And we never did see Connor go down. Connor, that would have been good. And I'm telling everybody right now, okay, if you wanna have a bit of a treat, good old Connor. He's got big shoulders, just like his dad. Go to the organization on our C2C webpage. You haven't seen this. I updated it, but it's got various people that help out. So
Okay, I have to go check it out when we're done.
That's all I'm saying. Just check out the organization, and our friend Connor's there. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
So
I
we had a script here, and we're right off.
Well, I know, but I have another question that I have to ask you.
Okay.
So before we went, we'll call it on air.
Yeah.
You look like you were doing Pilates in front of the camera, leaning left, leaning right. I'm pretty sure I saw you doing some windmills at some point. What's going on?
I'm the new Joe Halter. It's just if you watch Joe's, he's always he's got. I think he has the race on when he's broadcasting. He has a race on his center screen, and then he has data over here. I don't know if he has an upper screen. He has a side screen, I think, but he's
the thing up top is the Sports Illustrated calendar.
No, that's a coast racing league. Sorry. But no, it's a different look. If you see me, I know even with Danette was showing up sort of up here, and so like I don't look like I'm looking on camera. My eyes aren't. I still don't have a permanent spot for my camera. So my camera is actually sitting balanced on the base of my steering wheel, and if I bang it, it could probably fall over. So I've got plans to build a little bit of a stand and get it a little more head on. But yeah, my new rig, it's awesome, man. I'm finally getting it sort of where I want it to be.
Yeah. Well, I'm still anxious to see pictures. I know you sent a couple, but I haven't seen those wicked monitors yet. I'm anxious to see those.
So here's the plan. I thought about this today because you're asking for pictures, other people asking for pictures. Then I got the butt kicker, and people are asking, you got to do a video on that, excuse me, or something. So I'm gonna put together a video on my new rig.
Oh, okay.
And so once I got a couple of things I need to finish off. It might be a while because I just got to finish a wall off here, because then I can have my trophy just up. That trophy. I don't have it within arm's reach.
I'm surprised you don't have it hanging on like a boom arm down from the top.
I'm gonna put a shelf up here, and it'll be within arm's reach, right? So anyway, that's kind of like the final touch. But no, the new rig is awesome. Lots of power, and I think we were just talking offline. I think I can adjust the app ini file to get a little bit more. That's where I'm at now. I just got I got the butt kicker installed. It could be installed a little bit better. And for those that don't have a butt kicker, it's awesome. I'm not sure it won't make me any faster, but the in-car experience is awesome. It's just you fire the car up and the seat starts rumbling and all that sort of crap. So it's cool. So I've kind of got, technically everything is in place. I did a lot of wire management the last few days, so it looks a little more civilized. But I still got to line the screens up just perfect. They're pretty close. So it's just that fine tuning, right?
Yeah.
And then I need to go and check on some settings for to adjust the color or whatever, to fine tune.
Right.
There'll be a bunch of information out there how to fine tune iRacing and fine tune the monitors and all that sort of stuff. So, but it's coming along. It's pretty exciting for an old guy, I'll tell you.
Well, I'm jealous. So.
Oh yeah, I was. It's and I got my new this is new from last week, right? I got my new van seat, my new old van seat. So.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah, way more comfortable, man.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, notice it's a green screen back here. But I've ordered a curved curtain rod to go up on the ceiling, so I can just peel it back or peel it out whenever I need it. So that'll be kind of because it doesn't look very cool walking in here. You see a shower curtain. Right. That's all you see. But anyways, man, going on and on. But I'm going to put together a video and
go into some detail about that butt kicker, how it's mounted, and what it does and stuff. Because I'm interested. It's one of the few things I think in the sim world that I don't know very much about, and I've always been curious about.
Well, I was going to buy a wind machine, like the double wind where you can feel the curves and stuff, and then I was just I don't know. I got onto a butt kicker thread, which I've always been interested in, and then but the reactions on that thread were much higher. Like it was like, the wind machine is a simulation. It's not simulation of real world. It's just gives you a sensation of speed. But the butt kicker is kind of it's more immersion. Like it is better for the immersion. So,
right.
It was $200 or something on Amazon, and it was worth it. That was my wife's Christmas present to me.
Cool. That's awesome.
It is awesome.
That's awesome. So what week are we in now? Is it 5 or
we are in
4 or 5?
We're in 4. We're in 4.
Okay. The season feels like it's flying by to me for some reason.
So by the time this comes out, we're in 5.
Yeah,
because,
correct.
So it'll be Formula V's, I think. So come on out and join that. Those are fun vehicles on Sunday nights, and got a good group of guys. So, but hey, we have. The C2C Drivers Fund sponsoring the feature winners of the week, and this is going to be a new segment where we'll highlight all the feature winners. So we're talking about week 3, and Renegades John Short had his second feature win. Now we're recording this on Thursday this week, but I was hoping for 3 in a row, but it didn't quite happen. So, but Shorty won 2 in a row, 2 Renegades races in a row, and he's not leading points. He's in second place or something like that. So he's been on fire, man. He's been doing great. Kyle Sargent won the week 3. We had all repeats on Monday night. Shorty won the Renegades. Kyle Sargent won his second Rebels in a row, and Josh Gerlach won. His second Raiders in a row, and I think he finished second this past Monday. Stephen Goldner was the topless winner. Blake Chapman was the Hometown Heroes 305. Familiar names there. Kyle Moonen was the 360. It's great to see those guys come out. The hot guys come out, and they're running fixed machines. Cream still rises to the top. The special event. That was survival night. So that was the street stock enduro. We will be having one more. Brandon Dittmer. We almost got our teammate Nathan Aldrich to the front, but and I don't know if Dittmer runs with a team or not, but he survived. He just pulled it out of the hat with about 2 or 3 laps to go. So
he's just steady.
Yeah. The small blocker 358s was Isaac Salas, and that's a name to pay attention to because I think he's going to be big in the league. The big blocks were Kyle Parker. The King of Dirt, that was street stock that night.
Mm-hmm.
That was Isaac Salas. And then Stephen Goldner with the matinees. Now we're getting into Stephen Goldner with the 360s. Oh, we had an invader in the retreads. An old man named Preston Cranmer won both races last week.
Which we talked about the first one on the podcast last week because Joe Canellis was there. And a challenge was issued. And I was not the challenger. I will put that out there. Joe called me out.
Yep.
And we, because of that, intentionally had a figure 8 race in the legend cars.
Yeah.
and I think Joe chickened out.
He did no show.
I'm just saying.
So I have
it's no
some
fault against the man, but
I have some inside information. You know how the old kid that went to school, the dog ate my homework.
Uh huh.
Well, how about the dog chewed through my VR cord?
I mean, that's actually I feel really bad about that because if that happened to me, I'd be devastated. But
so well, I think he is too, and so I think the cord's not coming in, I think he might have even ordered a new VR headset, but it's not coming until the 12th, so we're not going to see Joe for a bit. So I miss Joe in the rooms. Joe's a lot of fun to be with, but
well, now that you let me put my foot in my mouth.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was cool. That worked out quite well, actually. Anyways, yeah, you won the retreads, picking on all the old guys. The 305s was Blake Chapman in the daytime. The 358s Brian Lawson. Pickup Cup Field Miller. A couple of Spartan presents here, and Piston Cup was Kyle Parker. I think Field was maybe second in that one. And then Roadrunners was surprise, surprise, surprise. Bobby Light.
Bob Light.
Congratulations to all of those winners. Feature stickers will be getting shipped soon. Bob will be right on it as soon as the stickers are on their way. We had to order a new supply. So, and I think I'm in that. They ran out of stickers right near the end of last season, and I won a race. So I'm still waiting for my feature sticker. I got that. That'll be the finishing touch on this rig is where do I put my feature sticker winner? So I like Joe's idea where he had the little
the clear plastic stand.
Clear plastic.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, and make room for more. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, that was kudos to those guys. And driver of the week. Just got to go over here. Driver of the week for week 3 was Nicholas Vickery, going from 23rd to 6th. In the Hometown Heroes 360 division.
Man, that is quite the climb. He was almost started all the way at the back.
Yeah, 17 spots, man.
Yeah, that's a heck of a run.
That's one of the better ones we've had.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good run.
Yeah. So we got a big award show coming up.
Yep. So we're in the final planning stages. I mentioned last week that you guys will be getting messages if either for presenting or if you want an award, I'll be contacting you to just get things in order. I'll let you guys know more details about that when I talk to you privately. But if you saw the post this past week or if you didn't, we put a post out. One of the awards we're giving away is an award that you guys vote on yourselves. You don't have to be a driver. You can be a fan. You can nominate your best rap, right? So we're going to give away a best rap of 2021. So we're taking nominations for that now. All you have to do is go on to the Coast to Coast Racing Lounge page on Facebook, and I think it's C2C Lounge. And so you can, if you find that post, you just comment the picture of whatever car you're nominating. That deadline is tonight, right? So it's Sunday. So the deadline is midnight tonight. So on Monday morning, we'll be gathering a post together of all the nominees for everybody to vote on. So what you'll do, we're going to issue a link for a survey. We're not doing it through Facebook. Because we don't want the winner to be announced ahead of time. That will be kept a secret until the award show. So that we're going to have to do it through outside of Facebook. So there'll be a link for you to click on. You'll just fill out a couple of fields and maybe click which picture you like. And that'll be available come Monday morning. But if you want to nominate somebody, please make sure you do it today. You've got until midnight. If you slip it in at like 2 o'clock in the morning, you're probably fine because I'm not putting the post out that early. But officially, the deadline is midnight. If you contact me with one after that, unfortunately, I won't be able to accept it. But we've got a lot of participants so far already. So and there's some. I was looking at them and I'm like, I thought I had one real favorite, and then there's some more came in, and I'm not sure who I'm even going to vote for at this point.
There's some favorites I've had through the season that I haven't seen yet on that post yet. I can think of a few. I'm not going to name names or whatever, but there was some stuff that was just spectacular, and I haven't seen those entered yet. So, just let's get them out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad you said that, because you don't have to nominate yourself or a teammate. If there's somebody on a rival team but you like their rap, nominate them. I mean, really, we'll take as many as you can give us. The only stipulation again is that does need to have been run in one C2C race over last calendar year, so anytime in 2021. But other than that, you can nominate whatever. It doesn't have to be a particular car as long as it was a C2C event.
So I got a question. I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Uh-oh.
Is there a prize? Is there a prize for this? Is there a T-shirt or something?
No.
No, nothing.
Nothing yet. We can talk about that.
Yeah, we should talk about
Yeah,
that.
maybe we
I
should
think
talk.
it'd be, yeah.
Yeah, and just one thing that I do. Maybe I didn't say this before. Maybe I'm. You just triggered my memory, but I think I did say it last week. But make sure it's one that was done for you custom, not something you found on Trading Paints and just applied to your car. There's a good possibility if you have if you're close with the person that does your wraps, that we may want to get them involved as well in the award show, because obviously if you have somebody else that you're paying for, we want to get them some recognition too. It's almost like, maybe you get a discount on your wraps from here on out by getting them some publicity. So just putting that out there.
I'm gonna go out on a limb.
Okay.
And the legal fund this. I say the winner gets a T-shirt with that car on it.
Okay. We can make that happen.
That would be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
So so if you want to get a T-shirt and you've got a wicked wrap, get it entered, and that wrap will be on your T-shirt.
Yep, and if you and if you do win, so if you think you're going to win, having a copy of the wrap file will help us be able to provide that T-shirt too. So if you're submitting one, make sure that especially if it's of yourself, if you can have a copy of that ready to go, just in case, that'll expedite things a little bit. But we'll figure that out later.
Yeah. So the show is coming along. Everything's. I know you had put a post out to a few of us. You were looking for somebody that was going to be a presenter you're trying to find. Did you get a hold of that guy?
Not yet. I haven't gotten a response yet, but I know, so it's not somebody that I've spoken to before, and I can tell you from personal experience that this silly messenger thing where the messages from people you haven't spoken to or friends with before show up in a different place, and it's not always obvious. So I'm wondering if it hasn't been seen. So, but we'll leave that at that. I don't want to give any surprises away.
No, but I think it goes without saying that we got some pretty special presenters. I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Who I don't know who they are. I just know based on some some of the questions you asked. I think it's going to be kind of cool. So
yeah,
we're well worth watching.
Absolutely. And again, the exact date hasn't been nailed down yet, but it should be before the end of January. I'm shooting for the next few weeks or so that'll be out soon, and it will be announced ahead of time, and obviously won't conflict with any of our racing that we've got going on.
Yeah, excellent. Can't wait.
Yep. Even when there's not much going on, there's always a lot going on.
There's always a lot going on, but we're I don't know about you, but like we're in a kind of a sweet spot here where we're week 4. Between week 4 and week 6 is kind of when I can get caught up and stuff. We haven't quite got the charity race going, or in the we're just at the high level talking, and I've finally got races scheduled and caught up for this season. So it's good, and I think standings are working out. It's they've been fairly easy to keep updated. So
I haven't ever uploaded race results to this. Obviously, working with my own system. Is it a case where you have to go and upload a file like you did in iRacing League?
Same.
Is it?
Just like yeah.
Okay.
But there's a little more work involved if there's more than 24 participants. But but there's only a few races that happens, right? Although it's more and more. So that's something we haven't talked about. We have had in the last month at least 25 new applications. So anybody who thinks this league's going away, it's not. And we've seen that in car counts. We had 24 cars for the midgets the other night, which is up from 13 to 15. It was a significant jump.
Well, we had a couple nights that were in single digits.
Yeah, so it was kind of, we used to welcome all the drivers, and we do welcome that. We try to welcome them in the races. but we've got a list of like 25 here because we haven't done it in a couple of weeks, and it's just too long. Like there's just, but a couple of significant ones. Jesse Bandy and Jeff Fitzpatrick have returned. Fortunately, their IL was low enough that they could get back in.
I rating.
So, yeah, I rating. So, but it was great to see those guys come back because they've always been good runners and great competition. So, and I think we might have had a few others too that were gone and come back. Connor Ross, he didn't miss a season, but he was gone. He's in love now, and he had his car going all summer.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's a big race car driver now. Too big for his britches.
And he's got a job now too. So that was the other thing that was really.
I don't know where that boy's priorities are.
Yeah. Well, he's back, so his priorities are somewhere, and he survived the zip line. I wish I would have had a copy of his zip.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Anyways, I think I've got. That's about all I got. I think.
No, it's been a good week. Not the best for me personally. I had some rough luck on the track, but it's been fun. Guys are it's been fairly clean racing here and there, and we survived Kokomo and then Williams Grove, so we're doing pretty good. And
Wednesday day hometown heroes, I had you got to remember 30 cars I think in each one. And I had a P12 and a P10. For me, that's like holy crap, right? So, for me, just making the feature, qualifying for the feature is a big deal. So, because I usually got to go in through the B main, and those can be a little bit dicey. But it's been good. So it's and I now that I'm in my new rig and I finally got this caught up, it's kind of I can enjoy it a little more.
Yep. Well, I appreciate everybody watching. We'll be back here for episode 60 next week of the Pitside podcast. Wow. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here next time.
Drive safe, everybody.